Hey guys, Ken here, Backpacking Light, and today I've got a little bit of a special one for you. This is the Vargo No-Fly 2-man tent. It's a, what's it called? Freestanding tent, so you don't actually need to stake it in, but it certainly helps. I've used it about 20 nights now. This weighs in the configuration I have it here, which is like the 4 mini stakes that you get with it, and the carbon fiber holes in the stuff sack weighs about 1.3 kilos. A little bit less, but around there. One of the great things about this tent is that you set it up on the outside, so if it's pouring rain, nothing on the inside will get wet because it's fully done on the outside. And I'll show you that. So you get these 4 pegs that, in my opinion, for the most part are relatively useless. But on this tent they actually work quite well, because this tent you don't actually need to stake in for stability. This tent you stake in because you want a little bit more ventilation. So we've got these little hooks here, or holes, and that's where you put, of course, the tent pole on the outside. And then you feed it through here. On the outside you have these 4 little tags. You open that up, you put your carbon fiber pole through there, and you'll have it completely set up without ever having to open up your tent. And it does the same thing. You open up the one pocket to insert, and you open up the other pocket to exit. It's as simple as that. And then I just put it in there. Code on the inside, you've got these Velcro straps that you then, once the tent's set up and you can get in. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and now, that was just kind of a easy setup, quick, easy setup of the outside that'll allow me to get into the tent. And then once I'm in the tent, I can adjust it to make it just right. And you do that by putting, it's hard to do this with one hand again, but that's all right. You've got one there, maybe you need to put it in better. One there at the top, and those 2. And I'll go ahead and set that up and show you. Alright, so now those are more properly set in. You see, there, up there, and here. Got the nice little ventilation now. I want a little bit more ventilation. Open that up, and voila. Alright, so just keep in mind that these are 2 large, wide sleeping pads. These aren't small pads or anything, and I am 190 centimeters or 6'3", and I'll get in and kind of show, but first I'll show you the 2 pads by each other. So these are the 2 pads next to each other. This is the Uber Light that I'm on now. Uber Light, and plenty of room both at my feet. And I've got the vestibule here for my backpacking gear. And then those times I never actually bring anybody to share a tent with. They also have plenty of room and a vestibule. As many of you know, I'm very much against sharing tents with people, but I will make the exception for my kids, and this tent is excellent for me and my 2 kids. My wife, on the other hand, gets to sleep outside. I am not sharing a tent with a bigger person, and that's my general rule in life: don't share tents. You can see here I am completely sitting up. And this isn't even the center. The center is, yeah, you kind of get the idea there. I don't actually know the dimensions. Maybe I have to give you guys the dimensions. I tell you what, I'll put the dimensions here in a text so that you see the dimensions. I can just tell you it's big. So maybe Vargo has a different idea of how you're supposed to open that up, but that's just how I do it. And I'll show you on this as well. That just gives me a lot more screen. And basically I just loop it around here. And most of the time I don't bother tying it. I just kind of sit it through there. Now, this tent also has a rain flap here, so you're not going to get rain in your zipper. And it's got the double zippers. I guess that's what it's called. Yeah, the 2 zippers there, which is also great for ventilation if it's raining and so on. And it's got these big ventilation from underneath, and it's got that one simple ventilation up here. So I don't really have too much more to say. I think for a 2-man tent, any wet regions, it's going to be a fantastic solution, as it's light, it's durable, it's easy to put up. It'll withstand any rain or any winds and rains as long as you tie it out, you know, properly. But of course, like any dome tent, it's going to catch the wind a lot more than a proper tent like the Trail Star will do, that will shed off wind. So you really got to put the extra guy lines in on those heavy nights, but it's still going to get you through that heavy night, and it's going to keep you warm and dry on the inside. So I really got to hand it to Vargo for creating such a fantastic 2-man tent. The size, the weight, the durability, the design, it really is a class act. And I don't know how popular it is. I haven't seen too many of these videos of it. And it's been something I've actually kind of put off just because I haven't seen too much about it. But once I got one home, I'm kind of sold on it. I think it's a great tent, and I think that most people looking for a good 2-man tent or a good big solo tent that you can have your dogs with you, I mean, it's a great solution. So that's my view of the Vargo No-Fly 2-man tent. Cheers. If you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe. That helps us out. And don't forget to leave comments. Yeah, backpacking light. Cheers.